Hi there. In this video we will be taking a look at this 3DCONNEXION CadMouse Pro Wireless. Just so I give you a bit of background onto what mice, is that the correct plural, or mouses? I don't know. I'm used to. Well, at the moment for work I'm using this Jamboard. I've used a few Microsoft wireless mouse, a Trust wireless mouse. At work we had the wired HP mouse. Mice, geez, I have no idea. Anyway, and I think also some random no names over the years, and first mouse was, I think, an IBM, if I remember correctly, with obviously a little ball tracking the movement right in the middle, which you would need to take out, clean the mechanism, nice, fiddle with it, put it back in, and then it will work for a bit. Then you do that all again. Anyway, I will link a few mice related video in the description videos if you are interested. So let's get to unboxing this one and see what they call a CadMouse. And yes, one of my work colleagues, it seems, I cannot really talk today at all, had a quick look inside this box. He was curious, so you know who you are. I will not forget this. Don't worry, I'm joking. Or am I? Anyway, so smart mouse wheel to click. Really? So a simple scroll is a smart mouse wheel? We'll see about that. Ergonomic design, well, it better be. Radial menu. Okay, so you have kind of a shortcut when you press that, and then presumably you choose between a few things with scroll. That sounds interesting. With a single click of the button, zoom in and out. That also sounds interesting. 7200 DPIs. Considering that at work we don't have mouse pads, we work directly on the desk. This presumably useless, but at home I do have a mouse pad, so when I work from home I have a quite nice Ryzen mousepad or desk mat, whatever they are called these days when they are that huge. Anyway, triple connectivity, so Bluetooth, wireless, or with USB cable. That's nice. When it's discharged you can actually plug in a USB. Cool. So yeah, if you want a bit more info, carry case. Really? But anyway, at this price, yeah. Let's see what we have in here. Yeah, the box seems nice up until now. Okay. Cool. So this is how you connect it. It comes in a little bag, and inside the carrying pouch. Yeah, this is nice. It will get scratched like crazy, honestly, from what I see. But doesn't really matter. It needs to protect the mouse, not be itself protected, or a random cheap plastic for me would have still done it, but they wanted to go with this soft material. Pad it on the inside. Hope you can see that. The mouse itself, yes, you can see somebody put their little hands on it. Yeah, not an issue. Or is it? Quite a big mouse. Where's my other one? You can see So this is, yeah, this is small for my hand, but Microsoft mice tend to be even smaller than this. So there's that. This is a big mouse, fairly heavy, bottom heavy. Yes, this is metal all around from what I can feel. It's cold to the touch and it feels heavy, so presumably they used this to weigh it down. Doesn't make sense to put some weights in it and make this out of plastic. Button for pairing, from switching from Bluetooth to its dongle, and on off. Here we have the charging port, micro USB. It's not type C, but doesn't really matter at this point in time because you also get this, which is braided. That might not be ideal, honestly, to tell you, just because, can I get this without taking this fully apart? I don't think so. I think I need to rip this apart. Braided cables, in my opinion, are not suitable for mice. Jesus, this will go on to the end of the video. Mouses. Just because braided cables are quite stiff, and for mouse you want as non-stiff as possible of a cable. Why did they go to this trouble to pack this little cable? I don't know, but at a certain price you need to do things like this that don't actually make that much sense. They are more for the presentation than anything. As you can see, it has the tendency to stay in its original position, but not really badly. So yeah, as braided cables go, I would give this one a plus. It's stiff, but not extremely stiff, although I would have preferred a really thin silicone covered cable or something like that that's not stiff at all. This is still stiff, as you can see. Anyway, I'm not going to use it with a cable unless I forget to charge it or something like that. It will be used wireless. So there's that. Next thing, yeah, obviously just a silica pad in here so it doesn't get humidity in the box. Come on. And yes, I've been CAD designer for how many years now? 13 years? Well, that's a lucky number. And I never needed a special mouse. So having one now, we'll see how much of a difference it actually makes. And our little dongle right here. So this is what I will be using, the most important things right now. I'm not too keen on Bluetooth connections, so I tend to use mice that have a dongle. All of my wireless mice had dongles and not connected directly to the Bluetooth of the PC itself. Let's plug this in. I will use it for a bit and then get back to you. As for connecting the mouse, just plug that in and hopefully it works like a standard mouse where you just turn it on. You can see it's by default, come on, get in there. It was lit up right here for dongle and it's already working. I'm not going to show you the screen because I don't want to get fired. But yeah, seems nice in the hand. It's quite big, so for a really small hand, this is not the mouse for you for a fact. Zero issues whatsoever up until now. Scroll seems quiet. Let's see, click. Yep, decently quiet. So we have actually 3 clicks. Didn't even realize this was also a button. Nice. And 2 buttons right here. That's cool. Let's see if I need to install some software, although for the moment I don't think so. So get back to you. Came to 3DCONNEXION website just to download the customization software and realized, so we have the CadMouse Pro Wireless right here, right-hand drive, but realized they actually have CadMouse Compact Wireless. And truth be told, at least for the moment, first impression, I would have preferred something a bit smaller. But I'm obviously going to use this because I got the bigger one. I'm going to use it and see how I get used to it in time. But it's big. It's really big. So there's that. Keep that in mind. Maybe you would also prefer the smaller one. Here are all the models and prices and whatnot. And sorry for filming the screen. It's not like I can install a capture software on my work laptop. That would be bad, really bad. Anyway, so I installed the software and see what we actually get. Just wanted to point out something about this mouse. It's basically a laser mouse, so that means you will not see that red light illuminating the surface, as it's an infrared laser beam that's doing the illumination. And at least in theory, it should work much better on a wider variety of surfaces. So it's just not as effective of the surface that you are using it onto. Optical mice tend to work better on mouse pads or not shiny surfaces overall. And yes, when I say optical mouse, I refer to the ones that have the red light, but this is still optical because it's basically still taking really quickly lots of pictures of the surface that you are moving the mouse onto. So yeah, they just used laser mouse to differentiate from the other existing type. So that's about it. The biggest benefit in this day, because even red light mice are highly sensitive these days, the biggest improvement that this brings is being able to use it on much more diverse surfaces without issues. Slowly starting to get used to the size of this mouse, and what I think will happen in a few days and weeks, other mice in my house will feel small, not this one big, because this one will be the one that I use the most. So for the moment I would prefer a more compact one than this, but in a few days I might start liking this and not like the other mice in the house, so who knows. Just want to show you again the difference between an average mouse, the size of it, and this, but gaming mice also tend to be bigger, so gaming mouse probably is this size, not this size. This is a random wireless mouse for the office or whatnot. And another thing, the fact that we have right click at this edge and we actually have 3 buttons for clicking as opposed to 2 on this, for example, throws a wrench into my CATIA skills. I'm basically almost unable to do basic tasks, so I need the software clearly to set my zoom, for example, on these 2 little buttons right here, because in CATIA you zoom and rotate and whatnot by holding this and either pressing this or depressing it. But it's quite annoying that it's right at the edge. On this I was used to it, but I tend to keep pressing this, which basically it's not that. Or maybe I could actually set both of these to do what this one is doing, but that would defeat the purpose of having another one. I will see. I play with the settings and get used to it, but just wanted to tell you for the moment it has thrown a wrench in my mouse using skills. Working a bit more with the mouse, I realized that I was actually using the claw grip on my old mouse. I was holding the hand right like this, but when I was needing to actually rotate something, I was using a claw grip. Yep, because this was small. So I think this is actually better. I'm pretty sure this is actually better. I just need to get used to it. And just want to tell you something for the customization part of things. I will give you an example. I was working in an Italian company back in the day, and all our shortcuts for the CAD software that we were using were from Italian words. And I have learned that really well, so I was really quick with them, but then I needed to work on a computer that had the English version of the software. Well, it was basically like tying my hands behind the back, and I wasn't able to do anything properly. So the more you customize this mouse differently from standard mices, the harder it will be for you to work with a standard mice in case of need. So you will look like a fool trying to work with a standard mouse after you have this fully customized with zoom from here and not using the standard zoom from CATIA, for example, and stuff like that. It makes you faster, but when you need to revert onto this, that's not okay. But anyway, I will still fully customize this thing because that's its purpose. That is why you are buying it. And for the ergonomics part of things also, because you can destroy your hands with this type of mice, although 13 years didn't happen for me, but some other people complain much quicker than that. So yeah, up until now, this is nice, and the feeling in the hand, it's awesome, I need to say, but yep, it takes a bit of getting used to it. Just wanted to mention a big downside to the carry pouch, which is awesome in its own way, is that it cannot handle both the mouse and the cable at the same time. So if I go somewhere, I kind of want to have a backup cable with me. So this, yeah, I'm protecting the mouse, I understand it, but maybe a shorter cable just for backup in case this gets discharged. Yep, and it seems that this material right here, the rubber, is full on attractive for your prints, for your dead skin basically. First time charging this mouse after about a month of use. So the original charge, which I'm not even sure how much percentage it was, took me about a month, so that's quite good. And yes, I'm not even using their cable, I just plugged in a random USB cable that I had lying around. And yes, this thing is quite nice. So that meme with do you have any more of this mouse in this case, yeah, kind of fits. At first I didn't really like it, but now the shape feels really good in the hand. Weirdly enough, I'm not bothered when I move from this to other mice, so that's nice. Ended up using it something like this. This is doing the same thing as if I would click on the wheel. So in CATIA, I'm not clicking the wheel anymore to do anything. This is right click. So yeah, that's what I'm avoiding, clicking on the wheel. I'm just using it for scrolling, and these are zoom in and zoom out, but they do a lot of zooming, so they are not fine zooming. The fine zooming you still do it with these two in CATIA, but yeah, having these two when you are out from an assembly, seeing everything from above and want to go really deep onto something, these are the go-to keys, and that's about it. I haven't done any other customizing on this. What I also really like is the texture of this thing. It's very similar to what we have on this speaker. I think it's a Xiaomi, but this is rubberized. This is the type of texture that, camera please focus, you can leave marks easily on it, and in time it will become gooey and sticky and peel off and yikes. This seems to be a standard paint, but have quite similar texture to this. So if any other manufacturer is seeing this video, adopt this kind of surface and not this stupid one that gets destroyed. So yeah, for the moment, that's it. I really like it. We will continue, I don't know, a few days, weeks, months later. And yes, honestly, I'm not using this at all. Just wanted to add something that I actually like, although at first I didn't. When you use the scroll wheel, if you scroll really fast, it's done through software for sure. It somehow locks scrolling and it continues to scroll really fast until you scroll a bit backwards, and then it slows down and stops. So that's really helpful in some situation, but it was really annoying at first until I learned and got used to it. Another thing that I just realized, how come there is no way to put this somewhere inside the mouse itself? Absolutely nowhere. Even cheap mice have something where you can store the receiver. Where do I store it in here? I'm just going to somehow keep it in here and hope I don't lose it when I open this if I'm not careful or something. And it will just flap around in the breeze. If it gets in here, it might scratch it. It's... Nope, don't like this. Okay, getting ready to end this video. I've been using this mouse for a good while now. It's a really nice mouse. It feels really well in the hand. Yeah, let me somehow hold the camera better. It moves really nicely on the surface because it has lots of contact surface compared to other mice. This is a really slippery material to glide easily on whatever you are working on. It works on many different surfaces, but on this particular mat, it has an area somewhere around here where it doesn't work. It doesn't properly move. If I go higher, works perfectly, but somewhere around here doesn't really work. Why? I have no clue. This thing looks basically the same all over. So that's a weirdness. I like the feel of it, the paint they basically used on it. It's really nice. The size of it really good. Basically all the other mice that I was using were too small. I like the fact that I don't need to click on this and I can click directly on this button, which does the same thing. These other buttons, not really using them too much, this one at all, for example. But each to their own. I hate this braided cable. It's much too stiff and thick. I would have preferred a much thinner and more flexible cable, probably even shorter, but again, each to their own. Some really swear by these braided cables. Anyway, other thing, you will not work faster or better by getting this mouse. It's a mouse. The best thing that it does is be a really good shape for your hand, so you don't get tired with stupid mice like this. Yes, I had when I had a lot of work, lots of clicking to do, I had times when my fingers basically hurt. So yeah, with this one, never ever. The sounds that it makes, not too loud, not too quiet. You can feel it clicking quite nicely. Yeah, so at the end of the day, it's a really good mouse. But if you are I don't know, working from home and you need to pay with hard-earned money directly from your pocket, I'm not sure it's worth the investment. If a company gives you this, awesome, take it, use it, that's great. But for your home, if you find an ergonomic mouse, maybe even a gaming mouse that is much cheaper, probably you will do exactly the same. Yes, this can be customized more with its software, presumably, than some gaming mice, most gaming mice, but even those are quite customizable, anyway, cannot really pronounce that. So, yeah, it's up to you. It's good. Is it worth it? Depending on who you are and what you are doing. That's about it for this video. Hope it helps you, in which case please give it a like, check out my other videos, and as always, see you in the next one. Bye.